Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a FourCourtJester League of Legends video. Today, I am playing Olaf, and I will be up here on the Team Purple. I was joined here by a few friends. It is a 5-on-5 pre-made. This is not ranked, just regular. I'm only level 28. Yes, 28. A long cry from my last video. I think it was at, what, 17, 18, or... No, couldn't have been that. I had runes. Would have been like 24, 25. But it's come a long way. I will have the scoreboard here popping up in and around the entire cast. And anytime you want to watch something or you really want to see what something that he is doing, just go ahead and pause that. I am going to keep it out there for a little bit of extended time. I did record this in the style that I knew that I'm going to have to, play with it a little bit later. So just go ahead, pause that if you want to look at that. But we do have Blitzkrieg MR on Sona, Solo Dragoon on Heimerdinger, Nightlin on Annie, myself on Olaf, and Athea there on Kennen. And this was a 5. I know all 5 of those guys. We did go up against a pre-made here, as I said, not ranked at all. But that being said, I did take Olaf, and this will be sort of a little bit of... This is actually my 3rd game ever with Olaf, and I found it to be an extremely fun character. I did get a little bit of advice, looked around. I went to solomid.net, for example, checked out their Olaf. Went to Leaguecraft, checked out their Olaf, and Heimerdinger here was very kind to give me a turret to guard my jungle. There was, I believe there's an Evelyn on the enemy team, and, very cautious when there is an enemy Evelyn on your team. Her invisibility is a great advantage early game, and I did not really feel like getting ganked, so to speak. So we will have a Cassian in the mid there with Heimerdinger as I charge in 4th to this blue buff, and that puts an Amumu up top with a Kennen, and that leaves the Rammus and the Mundo against Sona and Annie down south. So as you can tell, there is no Evelyn on the scene yet. So that's why I was a little bit cautious here. Didn't want to get too far into the game before. I mean, I have been ganked at blue before, and it really sucks. Throws you everything off, and this is the reason why. Olaf, when you jungle Olaf, blue is very, very important because you have a very low mana pool, 315 mana, and you really need to spam your W. Your W there, you can think of it like a combined lifesteal and spell vampiric. Or spell vampire, spell vamp, that's typically what it's called. And that will, basically that allows you to use your skills and your auto attacks to keep your health. Now Olaf, his passive, the little green one that are to the left, for every 1% hit points he's missing, you will gain 1% attack speed. So you will see there on the left, down by my portrait, the attack speed going up and down as my health goes up and down. And really, I mean, it might look low, but because I'm now really low, I can now attack really fast. And when I pop my W, my Vicious Strikes, I mean, that's going to be a lot of health brought back to me. Now, you will say, first off the bat, what the hell is he doing getting his E first, his true damage first? So what this E button does here is that it will bring down a bolt of lightning onto an enemy's head for true damage, which is great. But the thing is, the skill doesn't scale at all. During the entire game. It's a set amount of damage. You can't influence it at all. I mean, it's true damage. There's nothing to influence. It's just going to do that much damage regardless of whatever happens. And as I said, this was only, I think, my 2nd time playing this character. So now I know what you really want to do is you want to skill up your Q first, your axe. Because what you're going to do is you're going to throw an axe, and that's going to deal damage, physical damage. I checked this out. Now, I will get to this, but it will do physical damage in a line. And anybody that it hits, it will do damage. If you have your Vicious Strikes on, you will also lifesteal or spell vamp, whatever, that, all that damage. 9% of it, level 1. You will spell vamp it, and it's it's a really good health restorative technique. And the other downside to your E is that since it's true damage to them, it's also true damage to you. Now you don't take as much, but it's still damage. And when you're jungling, any and all hit points is very important. So yeah, you can make all those comments that you like. I don't mind. I have learned a little bit better now. Down south, Sona is going to be finding a Rammus down there, so it does not look like there's a Warwick. There's not a jungle Eve, it's a jungle Warwick. And there's the first blood with Rammus picking that up on the down south. So the commentary about Eve is still very safe. It's just the wrong game, so I don't actually remember which game I recorded, but yep, so there goes first blood. That's just feeling awesome. We found the Warwick, so now I took a look at the stats, and I'm just going to keep jungling here. I really got to say, Olaf is a really great jungler. He can really clear these camps really quickly. Now, I am level 28. Yes, I was level 28 on this on this video. I'm still actually level 20 and I'm working on that. I'm almost up to 29, then the big 3-0, so I'll be getting the last of my runes. But I do here run attack speed, armor penetration, and cooldown, scaling cooldown, so cooldown per level. And I do believe it's something like 6 armor pen, 8 damage, 7% attack speed, and 7% cooldown. It's something similar to that. For Masteries, I'm running 17.011. 17.011 because that's 28, because I'm level 28, yeah. Let's just making sure everyone's on the same page there. And the 11 is simply for the improved smite as well as the increased buff time, because as I said, with Olaf, blue buff is very essential for him. If you can always have a blue buff, you don't have to worry about mana whatsoever, but without it, it is really conservative fest. Now you can of course get a mana immune to help you out there, or any other kind of mana regeneration item, but I find that it's a little wasted, Tim. It's a little wasted. Well, there's my Skype information. Add me up on Skype if you like. Oh, great. Oh well. And I'm just going to keep going through the jungle here. So they do have a Kassadin and a Mumu, a Rammus, a Warwick, and a Dr. Mundo, and they are up 1-0 right now. It is only 6 minutes into the game. I have gone to town a few times. You will notice that, as I said, it was the second time playing him. I skilled up the wrong skill. And, you know, feel free to make any comments like that. Always taking criticism. Olaf is no longer free to play anymore, so I probably won't be playing him again for a while. So I'm probably going to just forget everything everything you said about that. And, yeah. I'm just going to come here into the mid. Now, of course, as a jungler, half your job is to go out ganking. And, unfortunately, with very pushed lanes like this one, ganking isn't very useful because you can't get to him without running into that tower. I only have 900 hit points. I don't have that much armor. In fact, I only have 47 armor. That's only thanks to this cloth armor that I have from the jungle. And so I'm going to go looking for Warwick here, and I do not find him. I figured the red buff might be around since it was down, and I just took it a little bit ago. But he is, in fact, in the mid there with Kassadin. And, oh, there he is. He's at the top of the screen. I actually didn't notice this yet, but Heimerdinger smartly called it out. And he's level 5, I'm level 5, so we're going 5 for 5. The stats were more or less the same, and Heimerdinger looks really stupid with his broccoli head. It's a funny skin, but very stupid indeed. So there's another one of those score screens. You can go ahead and pause that, take a look at that if you'd like. Feel free to rewind, I don't mind at all. I'm going to come down now south for a bottom gank because I couldn't gank mid, and look at top. Kennen really has that Amumu really back push. It makes life very hard as a jungler to come gank people when the lanes are being won. Now this is, I don't know, it's very indicative. Like, early game pushing is either A, going to be on purpose, or B, you just can't push back. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that the team just couldn't push back. We had very strong team composition. And I mean, I'm roaming around, so we get a lot of the map control in and around the jungle. We still can't find Rammus, so I was a little curious as to where he went off to. Probably go off to get the blue, in fact. But my jungle is now actually respawned as well. But it's not just a fact of, you know, clearing the jungle. It's also a fact of denying the enemy their jungle. As I know, I mean, they have a Warwick, and I don't like him, so I'm going to try to take as much farm away from him as possible while keeping as much farm as I can. I look down south and I'm like, well, maybe we can get Mundo, but Mundo's also very known for survivability, and it's he doesn't have his 6, granted, but at the same time, as I said, I'm not a very tanky kind of character yet at this point. I am going to be going for a Wriggle's Lantern here. Every time I jungle, I like to pick this up, simply because it allows me to do Dragon faster, jungle faster, I can creep kill typically faster, plus the free ward. Teams always like free wards, and it's lifesteal for myself. Now that lifesteal will stack with your vicious strikes. You can also get spell penetration. Sorry, not penetration. Spell vampirism, or vampire spell vamp. I really gotta figure out. It just doesn't sound right when you say spell vampire. So spell vampirism. That also sounds a little weird. But either way, it will stack, but there's no real point in stacking. Like, for example, I was thinking, oh wow, okay, so this guy works off great with lifesteal spell vamp, so why don't I get a hex tech? And then as I started looking at his skills, like, oh, he doesn't scale anything at all off ability power. There's no point absolutely in getting anything ability power on your Olaf, because his first spell is his axe, his undertow. That is not magic damage, it's physical damage. So I was also looking at this in a forum thread, a little bit of a a dispute in the forums about, you know, spell vampirism, ability power on an Olaf, but his first spell doesn't do magic damage. Same with on the offensive tree. I mean, he also has that. So I find a Warwick down here. We did see that dragon going down. Like, oh man, this would be free easy kill. We got all our guys here. Unfortunately, no. There's a Rammus. He's quite quick, and that Warwick did indeed get his ult off on me as well. So I go down, but Warwick goes down as well. I pick up my first death and assist. Not too good. There is a Mundo behind these guys. Solo Dragoon could just not finish off that Rammus, and now it's not looking very good for him at all. So Sona does go down, and Nemesis here playing on this casting. I mean, it should be pretty easy to pick up that Heimer. I mean, he's casting it, but no, Heimer goes in and around and even gets off another heat-seeking missile into that casting, and now he's going to be chased by Mundo, and I don't really care too much Mundo, but I mean, I figured at this point Solo Dragoon was toast, but no, he has no idea how he's alive, but he is alive, whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'll take my time, I'll get myself some Berserker Greaves. And we even take a tower, top tower, that Kennen. He's playing his lane very well, and Annie's going to take out this Mundo for us as well. I do not believe she picked up that Caston. He just got away. It's very hard to catch up to a Caston with his, especially with a Flash Caston. I don't think we have a Flash Caston here today, but his ultimate, his Void flashing, you know, the big pool of purple stuff, it really hurts. And he can just get away from that. So we did pick up a Mundo for my death and Sona's death, so it did turn out into a 2-2 kind of fight there. And we took a tower in the top, as well as kept people out of their lanes so they didn't farm. So the creep waves kept pushing back and forth. And I even got to go to town, and I got to do some shopping, which is great. So with my new shopping, another great thing about this with the Mad Dreads, when you do have your Vicious Strikes up, every time Mad Dread hits, your lifesteal will come back through that crit. So you crit for 600, you're going to get that lifesteal, all that extra lifesteal back. It's actually quite awesome, to be telling the truth. Now, I did look at some of the rune pages here for proposed builds for an Olaf. Some of them, actually a lot of them suggested crit. And I can really see how that works, except that I'm a poor level 28, so I don't have any crit. But stacking crit with him, you throw on a Phantom Dancer or anything else plus crit, really, and I mean, you can see a lot of damage coming out of your Olaf. Now here's a fun thing about Undertow. I thought this was pretty cool. You throw an axe out at someone, and if you go and find that axe again, it'll actually reset the cooldown by 6 seconds, which is pretty awesome. So we do see Heimerdinger here. He did find Warwick in the jungle. I'm going to take out Cassidy, who couldn't quite flash over that wall, but so that's a 1-for-1 right now. We did find Warwick doing the dragon again, but again, no, this time the dragon did die, and we're going to follow this Rammus through in here. Nightland there on the Annie, she's really confident. She really wants that Rammus, but I just couldn't find it in me to get past this tower, and now look at me, look how fast I dropped. I'm just getting taken out by chunks here. Annie did indeed get that, pretty sure she just killed Rammus, but now she's going to retreat. Tibber's there, her faithful, ever-burning bear, at her side. Now up top we do have Amumu and Mundo pushing that top tower, but at this point there's nothing I can really do about it. Now we do have Heimerdinger. He has teleport, so he went back up there. He's going to chase them back off, and I'm going to do a little bit of pushing here mid now that we have them off balance. I know there's 2 up top. I know we just killed 2, so they're at least at base, and even Solo Dragoon grabbing that Mundo up top. That is a down tower. It's in fact the only down tower of the game, and it is top, so allowed Solo Dragoon a lot of pushing power into chasing those guys. And again, he knew that there was nobody else up there simply because we had just found everyone down south, and he had died down there as well. So he's probably keeping tabs on everything. There's another score screen for you guys. And now I'm just going to go back to jungling. So Nemesis here on this Cassidy. Cassidy has himself a Tears of the Goddess. I don't quite think he's going to go into a mana immune, but probably more the ability power equivalent of that, which name escapes me. It's not an Archangel's staff. It's not a Void staff. It'll come back to me. I don't remember. Solo Dragoon in a little bit of trouble here. Broccoli Head, as I like to call him there, with that Rammus. But Rammus is really slow. It's always great having a Heimerdinger on the team, because his turrets just provide so much annoyance. And also provides you a little bit of map control. So kind of like Teemo's Mushrooms. You throw down Teemo's Mushrooms anywhere. Oh god, Athea is just getting pounded on by that Warwick down south. I'm not looking down south, but we do have Sona, Annie, Warwick down there with a Cassidy, at least a Warwick Kassadin, and I see this. I'm like, oh, look at Amumu. I really don't know what he's doing. He doesn't have flash. I knew he didn't have flash. So I was like, what are you doing, Mumu? So I'm going to go say hi to Amumu. 9 versus 10. But no, look at this. Kassadin coming to crash my party. I'm going to get out of that. Using my Ragnarok. Ragnarok will actually disable you from getting slowed down, stopped, stunned. You become immune to disable. So I just run right out of there. Come back. Amumu's still sitting in this corner. Not too sure why. So I take him out too. And that's a double kill for an Olaf. Now, as a general principle, you don't really want anyone to get fed in a game. And here's a spoiler, I don't actually get that fed. But, I mean, 3 kills now for us. We're up 7-5. It's only 15 minutes into the game. So that's 12 kills, 15 minutes. It's a pretty good pace. And now I got myself a blue buff here, and look at this, a nice creep wave down here with a cannon, level 12 cannon versus this level 8 Mundo. They do pop a fortify. I do see that Ram is coming in, but Ram is even using his flash to come get me, and now I'm just gonna have to run away out of this, as there's no way I can take on a regenerating Mundo with another tank right beside him, that Rammus. So you know, unsuccessful gank is unsuccessful. I'm gonna go grab another blue buff, I think, because I'm just no, I'm not gonna grab another blue buff. I'm gonna go just do some jungling. So Heimerdinger is mid there. Looks like Warwick's on top of his ass with Kassadin. This probably isn't going to be good. No, he does go down indeed. Map awareness for the win. But here I am still maxing the wrong skill. Silly Jester. Now, I do have myself a Wriggles and a Berserker's Grave. The only reason I went for Berserker's Grave is I wasn't too concerned at the time about disables. I mean, my ultimate there, Ragnarok, gives me a passive armor penetration, which stacks great with armor penetration runes and the Masteries. I think I'm rocking 23 armor penetration only here at level 10. I could be wrong. But at the same time, yeah, faster attack with the lifesteal means more lifesteal, more damage. You know, pretty simple thought process, I think. And that is what I did there. So Nightland there, I do think, yeah, she did take the mid tower. We do have them swarming this Sona now, trying to do a little bit of revenge. 4 on this Sona. She's most likely dead, as that's a lot of people in there. And now even Ram is throwing down his ultimate, and not really too much of an effect there. I'm just going to get silenced by the Kassadin, but that's okay. I'm just going to run away. And I'm going to chill here with Annie, who is on fire. But now she's not on fire. So, using the axe there, so the undertow, it just goes right through creeps. Or actually, it goes right through anything. Anything it hits takes damage. Anything it hits gets slowed down. And speaking of slow down, you did see me a little bit earlier. We are going to be going a Frozen Mallet here on my Olaf. Now, Frozen Mallet, not really an item I use that much, to be honest. I mean, I'm used to characters like Severe or Ashe. Who else? Like other ranged characters that really don't benefit that much from a Phage, or even a Frozen Mallet. But with Olaf, there's 2 reasons that a Frozen Mallet is really like core on his build at all. A, you don't want enemies to get away. You're slow. I've noticed this. 390 move speed. I have 390 move speed with a boots. So move speed is very big to Olaf. He can't really chase down heroes, which is why you need Ghost. Ghost is almost like mandatory on him. And then with your cleansing of all those disables, you really need to keep your speed. So a great way to keep your speed is to reduce the enemy speed, which is what the Frozen Mallet's all about. And the second benefit there is the Vicious Strikes actually scales lifesteal and spell vamp. It also gives you a little bit of extra damage, and the damage scales off your maximum hit points. Not your current hit points, your maximum hit points. I think it's 0.5% of your max. So Frozen Mallet, as you know, does 700 extra hit points, as well as the slowing effect and some damage, good stuff like that. But that's enough of that. We are going to be finding, this is a tank cannon, by the way. That's why he's still alive. And Amumu comes in here. I do not pop my Ragnarok for some silly reason, but I am just going to be pounding away on this Kassadin, going to be pounding away on that Amumu. He's not going to get away out of this. And now we just really want to take down this Rammus. True damage is really great on tanks, I found, especially things like Rammus. Because, he can pop his defensive curveball. Curveball? Defensive curveball. Or curve shield, whatever. He can pop his defensive skill, just gains so much armor and magic resist. True damage, doesn't care, just goes right through him. It's great, it's awesome. So, yeah, I am going to be going for that Frozen Mallet eventually. Right now, though, we're just going to be trying to take this tower, and for whatever reason, this tower decides it likes me a hell of a lot. I don't know why, maybe I just its mother or something, but it takes me out and gives Mundo the kill. I felt really silly after that, but there you go. I have enough money there for a Frozen Mallet. So Frozen Mallet acquired, and now I'm going to just start destroying face. 5-2-3 is my score. The overall score is 12-9, and right now we do have the tower advantage. We have 4 towers down. If I can ever get this item stuff out of my way. 4 towers down now for my team, and we have actually lost none. So 4 towers up, 3 kills up, 2 kills up, sorry, and I don't think we've actually gotten a dragon yet. So they have 2 dragons. They have 1 or 2 dragons, but we have 2 extra kills and 4 extra towers. Probably evens out, actually, at this point. The difference here is I got 5 of those 12 kills, so I have a lot of money. As you saw, I just got myself that frozen mount, and as you also saw, I've also decided to go for a Phantom Dancer. 2 reasons. 1, I was talking about crit, 30% crit on this guy, pretty awesome. 2nd, movement speed. I am a slow Viking. Vikings, I don't know, Olaf the Red, or not Olaf the Red, Eric the Red, really known in Viking lore as being fast. I don't know, I guess I'm not related to him at all. Olaf the Slow. That should be my name, Olaf the Slow. Actually, I always thought like Gragas should be that. Gragas the Slow. I mean, he's huge. He's like this giant fat man, but he can move. I can't. It's really actually sad. But yeah. So I'm gonna come mid, say hello to my friends here, toss an axe, run away. Same old. I'm just holding down mid here because Kenan wanted to go down south to help out the Sona and the Rammus and the Annie. So 4 down mid. I'm gonna be holding. 4 down south, I'm going to be holding mid. I'm not actually too perturbed at this. So with my Vicious Strikes, I'm doing 199 damage. Without it, 151. So my health is actually adding 50 extra damage every time I spam that Vicious Strikes. Now, Vicious Strikes is very spammable. If you get some cooldown reduction on Olaf, like a lot of cooldown reduction, you can almost have it up, everlasting, so to speak. And speaking of everlasting, we do find these guys down at the red buff. Heimerdinger, I think, just picked that up. But we're going to come in here. We do have Athea coming in with his ult. Down goes the Amumu ult, and I'm just going there. Ragnarok is down. I'm trying to do lightning strikes everywhere. I'm throwing axes. I'm somehow alive. And right now, it is just destroying the enemy team. This Casson is trying so hard. All we lost was Kenan. Tank Kenan. I mean, he went in there. He did his job. He got off his ultimate. And that is an ace. Double kill there for the Solo Dragoon, who is playing that broccoli head. Or sorry, I mean Heimerdinger. And not too sure when they stopped focusing me, but I was really ever grateful for it. Now, of course, I can't really take all the credit. Sona, I mean, she's out down her ult. She's always ever healing. We had Tibbers in there doing great AoE, plus the stun. I mean, Annie can just destroy people, no problem. Heimerdinger throwing out his blinds, which is probably what saved my ass. He's throwing out his rockets. He had a turret down with a frost. I mean, oh, it's just great when a plan comes together. It's just wonderful. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Now, that's not Viking at all. No, I think it's German. I don't know. I'm a silly Canadian, so maybe somebody can tell me that. Wunderbar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's German. I saw that in Beerfest. Yeah. So I have my team there dilly-dally in the middle. We did have them all respawn. Heimerdinger does go down, and now looking at mid, I'm like, well, they're getting pushed. I'm just going to do some damage here on this tower. Cassidy comes to say hi to me, and he avoids my axe because he's a jerk face. And now I'm like, okay, they're letting up there in the mid. I don't want to stay around here. See, there they go. They just disappeared. They're out of the mid. Now they're going to come down to me. At least the Mundo was, I believe. I don't really want to play that game. So I'm going to run. I am going to pick up that Zeal right off the bat. And so now with Zeal, now I'm doing a 420 movement speed. That's a little more like it, in my opinion. That's a little more like it. So now we can actually catch up to people, hit them with my frozen mallet, and then catch up to them again. It's really awesome. And that is the way it's going to be. So 17-13 is the score. We took out all 5 of them. We didn't actually get another tower. I put a lot of pressure up top. Nobody went bottom, unfortunately. That probably would have been a good idea to split up, so to speak. And I think they were just whamming on the center tower there in the base. So we are cracking their base now, which is really good. I'm just out farming, going to be grabbing my buffs because Olaf, okay, let's just face it, anybody with a double blue and red buff is just really good. So we do find these guys. They did find that Mundo hiding around in the forest. They're going to chase him off. Now he turns around. There's a Rammus there. And yeah, this is quite funny. Heimerdinger throws down one of those turrets there at the Baron, and the Baron actually doesn't hit it back. You're like, well, that's not doing anything. Like, well, what's going on? I mean, he's not taking damage. But here's the fun part. That turret is actually degrading armor on that Baron. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So we're like, hey, we just killed something. and he killed something in case you couldn't see it on the screen. I'm assuming you guys have eyes, that's why I didn't say anything. But yeah, negative 50 armor on this Baron. And I'm running, let's see, level 2 ultimate, which is 20 armor pen, plus my 13 or so armor pen between runes and masteries. So that's another, like, there's no armor right now on this Baron. So we take out Baron, no problem. That's a nice trick there for the Heimerdingers. And there you go. Always happy to show you guys something new. Yeah, should be fine. Yeah. So now I got red, blue, and Baron looking pretty buff here. 193 damage, 1.3 attack speed, 420 movement speed. Very hard to get away from this Olaf now, especially if he can hit you with that undertow. And the undertow, I mean, I've actually gotten a lot better with this. You really, if you're chasing someone with undertow, you don't want to throw the axe too far out of where you think they're going to be. Because after you run up to them, you are melee, you have to go hit them. After you run up to them, if you landed the axe nearby, you can actually pick it up again, reset the cooldown by 6 seconds, which with a lot of cooldown reduction means every time you pick it up, it'll be ready for you yet again. And you can just keep spamming axes. I tried that in a bot game. It's actually really fun because they just can't get away. And you can throw up your vicious strikes, and that will increase the damage of your undertow, because as I said, it does damage based upon your maximum health, and this is a physical damage spell, so it scales off your damage. Now everyone here is chilling in mid. I'm just going to be pushing bot, I think, and so I warned them. I was like, you guys are going to be 4v5, you know, don't start without me. And they're like, okay, we'll just wait out here, we'll chill. I'm just getting a whole bunch of gold. I'm going to get my blue, then I'm going to make my way over, because as I said, Olaf with a blue cooldown reduction, oh, it's just so fun. Now, if I recall, my team actually doesn't really listen to me, and now Solo Dragoon, he's a fun guy. You can find him on Twitter. You can actually find almost everyone here on Twitter. He's a fun guy to listen to. As soon as I just saw that, he's like, oh god, and he just started screaming, and yeah, so it didn't actually work out for my team. They got 5v4'd, and me, like, whatever, I'm just gonna run in here. So bam, down goes the axe, down goes the Ragnarok, just throwing out lightning. Couldn't be critting that Amumu. He goes down. I do get another crit there on the Cassidy, and coming up for the triple is denied. Do not get that Mundo. They're like, don't do it, Chester, don't do it, don't go in. And I'm like, whatever, I got blue, I got red, I got Baron, I'm invincible. Not quite, but they're like, how are you still alive, how are you still alive? Almost picked up the triple, so that was fun. I need to go back to town to buy anyways. You do see myself with the Phantom Dancer now, so 442 movement speed, very hard to get away from me now. And we are going to be going for Stark's Fervor next. Extra attack speed, as I said before, extra attack speed, extra lifesteal, extra damage, all works out. As well as a little bit of health regen as well. I mean, 2,600 hit points, I'm still not that tanky. I'm not building tanky either. I mean, we do have a Kennen, just pause that right there if you want to look at it. Kennen went pure tank, almost pure tank. And it's actually worked out pretty good for him, so it worked out for us in general as a team. I'm up to 21-18 now, 28 minutes now into this game. 7-3-5 is the score. Mundo's going to come up here. I'm like, oh crap, the top tower, it's borked. It's toast. I popped my ghost. No, I don't. No, definitely no ghost. But I do see him coming. I do see Dragoon using his teleport, and now we're like, Mundo has my buffs. I'd like my buffs back. So remember what I said about Phantom Dancer? I'm going really fast now. He just got hit by my axe, and now in comes the Frozen Mallet. I'm just going to be lightning him to death. And another axe, and he goes down pretty quickly, if I do say so for myself. Now I am rocking 32% crit because of 2% from Masteries. I don't have any crit runes, otherwise I would have stacked crit on this guy because it's just so awesome. I got my red, I got my blue. There's no Baron this time, but it's an invigorating feeling having a red and a blue. I throw down my ward just in case anything happens, and mostly I just wanted to see if they were doing blue or not. But Dragoon there, he's going to go pick up that blue, and now a lot of pressure going to be being put up here in the top lane. But there's only 2 of them, so we're like, okay, are these guys setting up for an ambush? We just killed the Mundo. There's still 2 unaccounted for, and so I mean, we see the Cassidy, and we just really don't want to go in on this tower. And Athea, he manned up. He's like, you know what, guys, I'm tank cannon. We're gonna do this. So I'm like, okay. So we go kill the creeps, and now we're just gonna go right in. So there's the rest of them, and it's like, oh, okay, fine, invulnerable, whatever, fortify. It's not actually hitting us at all. And I don't think it was improved Fortify either. I didn't see any splash damage going down. But in goes the Amumu. He really wants to take a part of us. But Ragnarok is just so great. You cannot be disabled. I'm just running around making havoc here. So that's 2 kills, I think, right there for me on that Warwick. And there goes another Amundo kill. And Cassidy, he's just kind of left out in the dust. We didn't lose anyone in that fight. It was really well timed. And now, if Amumu had gotten his ultimate off a little quicker, I might have not got my Ragnarok off, which means that fight would have went a lot different, but it didn't. So now we're going to go take out this tower. We're going to play around in this inhibitor. Life is good. I mean, we're winning 26-18, 30 minutes into the game, 9-3-7 for a jungle Olaf. Pretty respectable for my second try, I think. My first game, I did go laning Olaf because I didn't know how to jungle him, and I went 5-5-2 or something like that. We lost that game, sadly. So I did have some help from a friend on Twitter, like, just go read this guide. Jungle Olaf is really good, and so I tried it out. I liked it. Unfortunately, he's not free to play anymore, and I'm poor, just a poor Canadian, so I'm not going to be playing him again for a while. Sucks. Yeah. So what are we doing now? I'm going to take out these creeps. That's what I'm going to do. And they're going to regroup in the mid. We have now taken 2 inhibitors. We've taken 2 of their base towers, and they're not feeling so good right now. Now, Baron is still dead. I think he actually... oh, yeah, this was my mistake here. Oh, look, there's a Warwick. Oh, look, there's an Amumu. Now, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I can take these guys. Nope, guess not. I was like, I wonder how Warwick's doing so much damage. I think he had picked up his Madreds by now. That would probably be the reason. So out comes the Tibbers. The Nemesis is coming in. Oh, yeah, there you go. What does Warwick have? Yeah, Warwick definitely has that Madrids now, so he just tore me a new one. Athea doing a great job tanking all of this. And I'm going to pick up that Starks. Should probably get rid of the screen now. Get rid of the screen! There we go. And Solo Dragoon, he's about to go down. This Ram is just popping everyone's cherry. So quite a bit of a difference from what we just did, as we just aced them, and now they're about to ace us. But it does look like that Kennen, he's alive. Now, at this point, I was asking my team, what do I get? I mean, I got my Starks, I got my Frozen, I got my Phantoms, I got my Wriggles, I'm doing good. Maybe I should just go pure damage, you know, Infinity Edge, extra crit damage, extra attack, can't go wrong, right? Yep. I don't think I even got a last item, but we were just going over, you know, what item to get here. And I think it was, yeah, they told me to get a Madreds. I don't know why. Whatever. The game didn't get that far. Spoiler alert. Baron is now up. Do notice that. Like, hey guys, Baron's up. Let's go get Baron. We can do the whole Eimer trick again. I'm like, no. Let's not do that. So they're going to abandon me. I'm going to go get red, because red buff. I read somewhere that red buff affects Baron now. I think it lied. At least I didn't notice it actually helping me at all. Good attack speed now. I like my attack speed. Nice and fun. So I got my red now. They're like, hey, Baron, how you doing? Long time no see. We'd like your buff. I'm going to throw up a ward here because I do know, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them defending, but as soon as they see us, you know, all alive and not around, we just lost a vision on them. I was like, yeah, ward sounds like a good idea right now. So, hi, Baron, how you doing? Yeah, da-da-da-da. Oh, maybe we do kill Baron. Maybe it was another game that I got denied Baron. Okay, yeah, well, we took Baron. Fair enough. And out we go. So, Baron buff, 2 inhibitors down, kill lead, tower lead, good times, doing a lot of critical damage. It's actually really awesome. And now we're like, alright, final dive, let's go. Solo Dragoon going in, I'm going to be throwing down my axe, but they're just going to run away like little pansies. So we're like, alright, fine, let's go get the bottom tower. So bottom tower is where we're going to go. Dun dun dun. Yep, just going to clean up these creep waves. I really like my axe for cleaning up creep waves. At this point, my axe can actually solo creeps. It's pretty funny. I really got to say, the core strength of this team, I think, was that Sona doing a lot of healing for us in these team fights. So her AoE stun just went really well with basically all of our ults. I mean, so that's why they take her down, Sona, that first. And at this point, it's just like, alright, Kennen's going to be throwing down his ult. We do have Tibbers running around. Solo Dragoon's trying his heart's content. I had no idea what was going on, but picked up a double kill. Felt good. And at this point, we're all just you know, just talking. We're like, so that went well. What happened there? It's like, I don't know. I just kept spamming spells. It worked. Just keep spam clicking. I have a tendency of, like, giant team fights where a lot's going on. I have a tendency of actually losing my character. And now with them aced, all we lost was Sona. This is just good game. So, it was a fun time to play Olaf. And all these guys I said, you can find them all on Twitter. They're all in and around the forums. They're really fun people to play with online, and they're just helping me level up. It's fun time. So Nightland, Solo Dragoon, Athea, Blitzkrieg, Amar, all playing with the FourCourtJester. It was a fun time. It was indeed a fun time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the jungle Olaf. You can all point and laugh at my Olaf. Yeah, let's not go that route. Okay. But yeah, I play him a little bit better now, but he is a fun character. So there you go, Olaf with a 5-on-5 pre-made. Neither side really super awesome, but I liked it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Olaf for the new year. This is January, what is it, January 3rd today? January 3rd. Alright. And I will have some more for you coming up, so stay tuned.